You probably clicked on this video feeling a bit attacked, maybe even insecure. After all, out of everyone around you, your friends, your family, you're the most success driven. You think that your big break is just around the corner, that you'll somehow be the first millionaire in your family. You've gotten used to watching videos saying how to make 2025 your year, or why 2025 will be your year, all designed to motivate you into action. But let me tell you some harsh truth. 2025 is not going to be your year, and while that may sound discouraging, it doesn't mean success will never happen. It might come next year or the year after that. The timeline doesn't matter. What matters is that it will happen, but as things stand, this year is not going to be the one for you. And if you don't change anything, then none of the upcoming years will be either, so keep on watching. I mean, think about it. If this was truly your year, you wouldn't have the time or the need to watch videos like this. You'd be too busy or too focused and so confident in yourself that you wouldn't entertain content like this. Yet here you are, listening in because there's that voice of doubt in your head. The one telling you it's not your time yet, and it's probably right, but that's not the important part. Here's the truth. Being successful is a choice. It starts with a mindset shift from being a consumer to being a creator. You have to get laser focused on your goal to the point where no emotion, no obstacle can throw you off track. Start acting as if you already succeeded. Visualize yourself in that position. What are you thinking about? What are you saying no to? What are you saying yes to? Are you out partying, living a stress-free life? Probably not. You're hustling, sacrificing, and doing what needs to be done. Success doesn't come easy, but it's up to you to decide how far you're willing to go. Now, let me break down why 2025 isn't your year, but how it can be the beginning of something greater if you're willing to make changes. First off, your biggest problem is you're letting motivation guide you. You're letting emotions structure how and when you work. If you can't be asked, then you won't, because of course people need time to relax, don't they? And then you wait until you finally get that sugar rush and you can work for like an hour. But when you're sad, tired, or distracted, you completely fall off track. Maybe you scroll Instagram, binge Netflix, or spend time with your girl instead. If this is how you operate, don't expect results. Successful people don't rely on feelings to guide them. They do the work even when they don't feel like it. In fact, the real work begins when you can't be bothered. Waiting for motivation will only get you working once or twice a week. That's not enough. Success demands consistency and discipline. Stop letting your emotions control you and start working hard, regardless of how you feel. Your second problem is that you're getting distracted. This can be anything. Like I mentioned in the earlier point, distractions can be your phone, can be people, partying, anything that isn't getting you closer to your goal. You need to cut out everything that's eating up your time and put it towards succeeding. Every time before you go to do something, ask yourself, why are you doing this? If the answer isn't to help you succeed, then don't do it. Your third problem is your focus. Even when you finally get to the task you have to do, you will pick up your phone every time you get a notification. If you keep getting distracted, you either will never get it done or the quality will be lower as your full focus isn't on the task at hand. Another side of this is you will be doing a task and then you think of another one, then you think another thing, and then you start doing that, and then you start doing another thing, then again and again. And in the end, you started on 3 different tasks but didn't finish a single one. This will also not help you in the long run, and you need to channel your focus onto one thing. Another problem is your lack of time management. Allowing yourself some time to cool off and think about everything else other than the work is also important. So don't literally cut out everything, like I said. Of course, you need time to go see your missus if you have one. Of course, you need to spend a bit of time watching something, but you need to manage your time properly in order to do that. Allocate a time slot in the day for doing just that and make sure that it doesn't run over into a time slot that you have for being productive. Your fifth problem is your lack of clear vision of how you're going to get there. It's alright to be uncertain for some time and spend time trying to find what you want to do in life. But if you don't have an idea of how you want to make your money, then you won't make it. You don't just accidentally become rich without actual structure and a vision. Another thing holding you back is your friends. The people you surround yourself with matter. If you're surrounded by people that party all the time, it's hard not to join in because you'll be missing out on a lot. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are as ambitious as you are. Even though that's not always possible, try your best. Your next problem is your fear of failure. If you constantly try to get everything perfect, you're never going to get started. Instead, you will overlearn, look over the same things 100 times, but never get to the actual point. Your eighth problem is you ignore the task that matters the most. Rather than doing the thing that brings you most outcome, you try and complete smaller, less meaningful tasks, as that will fool your brain into thinking you've done a lot. I'll give you an example I did before. When I was learning to trade, at the beginning I kept watching hundreds of videos about supply and demand and making notes thinking I'm doing so much, but the real work started when I opened the chats and realized that I knew nothing. Lastly, you're neglecting your health and mental well-being. It would be a good idea to step in the gym if you have never done so. Because even if you do succeed, you won't be happy with yourself. Give yourself some time for the gym, use it as time to reflect and relax. And when it comes to your mental health, you spend too much time thinking negatively about yourself and comparing yourself to others. This was the last point on my list. If you don't do any of these things, maybe you're on the right track and success might actually be around the corner for you. You will find out pretty soon, but if you don't start fixing yourself now, you might never get there. And if you do all of these things, then it's not the end of the world, because the fact that you're on this side of content is already a good sign. It's a sign that you are success orientated, because not everyone is. They might be interested in money, but everyone likes money, and they will settle for a normal job paycheck to paycheck because they're young, because they want to have fun instead of putting in the work. And at the end of the day, it's getting them money but not success. Even if they're successful and go up in positions at the job, they're still just successful in somebody else's success. But you've noticed that this is not the way you want to be. You want to go further. You don't want to settle for survival. Instead, you want to reach your full potential. You want millions. And again, everyone wants to be a millionaire, but just because everyone wants to be one doesn't mean they have the inner need to become one. And they just wait for it to come by itself and just wait and wait and wait until it just never does. You won't become a millionaire by accident. But this will be the end of the video. Let me know in the comments how many of these things you do and what you're going to change first. Don't forget to leave a like and a sub. I'll see you in another video.